but Mark invited me to his home, and I didn't know Mark or his family, and I, was a junior, or actually I just went out, I was a sophomore in college, and no one had ever invited me to their home before, to have a meal, especially someone that I didn't know, and I knew this guy, and I knew that he was part of the church, and in my spiritual state of confusion and lostness, I knew that he knew things I didn't know, but there was a very, very much of resistance to him, or to the whole thing. But he invited me to his house to come and eat with him and his family. And I remember this very clearly. I got to his house, and it was just their family and I, and they invited me in, and I met Judy, his wife. His children were small at the time. He had a couple kids, and I sat down on the couch, and they talked to me, and the kids sat next to me, and they just seemed glad to have me in the house. It wasn't a fancy three-course dinner. It was just their dinner, but they brought me into it, and they made me feel like, you know what, we're just kind of glad to have you here. And it was so different for me. I'd never had anything like that before. And they made rabbit stew, and I grew up in the woods, and rabbit stew is a good thing, and I really liked it, and they had that, and I don't know if they knew that I liked that kind of thing, but it just, it just made me feel good. But they didn't go out of their way. Kindness to me wasn't this extravagant, bring out the fancy china, and it wasn't perfect by any means, because for dessert, I don't like bananas. I just cannot eat bananas. I can't get them down at all. I just start to gag. I really do. And so we had, rabbit stew, and then Judy was going to bring out dessert, and she was so excited she brought out banana cream pie. And she gave me a piece of banana cream pie. And somehow, the laws of physics were suspended in that house, because there were about 12 bananas in my piece of banana cream pie. I swear they were. Big chunks of them, too. I mean, if you mush them up, they were whole bananas in my And I was too insecure to say anything about it, so I choked it down. I ate the whole piece of banana. They're all just talking and smiling at me. Is it good? So it's not like everything was perfect, but let me tell you something, that influenced me. Because still to this day, I will open myself up to Mark Bowen to speak to my life. Why? Because he was kind to me many, many years ago. Many years ago, he just took the small step of